This is the #1 abs training mistake. It doesn't matter if you do this variation, or even this variation. None of those three effectively trained my abdominals. But why? There's a very easy to make mistake. Watch closely. If I'm just driving my knees up to hip height, all this is training is my hip flexors. In order to properly engage the abdominals, we need to flex the trunk, which looks like this. Notice the difference there? Once I fully shortened my hip flexor, I then pulled my hips up towards my ribs. So hip flexors first, and then pulling up from the hips. Same applies for the knee raise variation. Here I'm shortening the hip flexors and then tucking the hips underneath. By now, you can probably see the mistake. Instead of just working the hip flexors to here, shorten the hip flexors and think about our hips pulling up towards the ribs to actually engage the abdominals. Your key take-home point is to make sure that you're closing the gap between the hips and the ribs by compressing. This is what actually engages your abdominals. Unless you do that, all you're doing is hip flexors.